So welcome to day 9. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to go over the ISM book first. So what I did is I have taken my other book and I have started me a table of contents. So what I did is I started at e-learning day 6, okay? And then I started writing down all the information that I needed to have. So today is the 30th. And so what I'm going to do is I look at my choice board, or better yet, on here. It is Monday, day 9, 3:30. So it's going to tell you that you have to complete the chemical reaction table. So I'm going to go ahead and say chemical reaction table. That is going to be on my page 7. And then I'll come back and then I'm going to have my notes, which is 3:30 again, and that's my notes on my YouTube video. The YouTube video I'm talking about is the choose that you have, 2 of them that you have to choose, that you need to choose from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. So I say, all right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, well, I got a lot to catch up on it, don't I? 5, 6, and 7 is what I'm doing today. So, first things first, here you are on your assignment, and it says for you to actually go and hit the link. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here, I'm going to go here to the link that I already have pulled up. And this is the thing that you're doing. So the first thing that you'll want to do is you will need to make a data table. And your data table needs to look like this. Okay? So, here is mine. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over how to do that. And I'm going to do 2 problems. You will have to do the rest. Okay, so the first thing it's asking you is it's asking you to list the reactants. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my book out of the way because I don't really need it right now. And so I'm going to go and I'm going to do maybe a harder one than the one that you have. So let's just start with number P4O2. Okay, so list the reactants. So I have P, and there's 4 of them. O, and I have 2 of them. My product, I have P has 4, and my O has 10. Name of the reactant, well, that is P, so I need to get my periodic table out. I need to look up what P is. So P says phosphorus, and then it asks for phosphorus and oxygen, right? Because that's what it is, because there's 2 separate elements, and then it's asking us what the name of the other one is. Well, P and O, both of them are nonmetals, so then I'm going to have to get my naming wheel out. Wow, I got to get everything out today. Let me see if I can find my naming wheel. If you'll give me a second. All right, naming wheel. So I have 2 nonmetals. So it asks me, are there more than 2 elements? Well, nope, there's just 2. Is there a metal? Well, nope, they're both nonmetal, aren't they? Because remember, metal's on the left side, nonmetal's on the other side. Molecular compound. So I'm going to go up here to molecular compound. It says write the name of the first element. Well, that is phosphorus. Only write the prefix if it's greater, but it says it's 4, right? So 4 is tetra. And then it tells me to add an IDE. IDE, okay? Tetraphosphide. And then for the second element with a prefix and an IDE, but then I have a 10, don't I? So 10 is deca. deca oxide, tetra phosphide deca oxide. So now what it's asking me to do is the next thing I'm going to do is I need to balance my equation. Well, to be able to do that, I'm personally going to have a separate piece of paper out here so that I can look and see what I'm doing. So I'm going to put my wheel to the side, my periodic table to the side, and I'm going to write this formula again. So the way that Miss Sloan has told me to do it before, so I've got P4 plus O2 yields P4O10. Okay? Remember my lines are in the front. P and an O, P and an O. I have 4 P's over here, 2 over here. I've got 4 here, but I have 10 here. So let's see. 5, if I put a 5 in front of that, that makes that a 10, doesn't it? All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to say slash P4 plus 5O2 yields P4O10, and I am done. Okay? Pretty simple, isn't it? So then I'm going to choose another one. Let's see. Let me choose this one. That one looks awful long. Okay. So I have carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, right? Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Carbon, I have 2. Hydrogen, I have 6. Oxygen, I have 2. Carbon, I have 1. Oxygen, I have 2 plus 1, which is 3. And hydrogens, I have 2. So, skipping the name of the reaction and the name of the final product, I'm going to go ahead and just balance it first. So, C2H6 plus O2, there's line there, yields CO2 plus H2O. So carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Well, let's see. I've got 2, 6, and 2. 1, 2, and 3. So, to make my carbons equal, let's start there first, and let me put a 2 in front of there. If I do, that changes that to a 2, but it also changes my oxygen. So 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5 oxygens now. So now I want to change my hydrogens to 6. Well, if I put 3 in front of here, that changes my hydrogen. 3 times 2 is 6. And my oxygens now, 2 times 2 is 4, right? Plus 3, what's that equal? 4, 5, 6, 7? 7. Let me look back at my formula to make sure I have it right. C2H6 plus O2, CO2, H2O. Okay, so let me make sure I have my numbers right. Carbon is 2, hydrogen is 6, oxygen is 2. I changed this one. That made my carbon to 2. My oxygen is 2. That's 4 plus 3 times 1, which is 7. Okay, I really don't like odd numbers. So I'm going to choose another number because I don't like odd numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to make this 4. Let's just start there first. So instead of that, I like 4 better. 4 times 2 is 8, okay? And then oxygen, 2 times 2 is 4 plus 4, which will equal 8. I probably can do this better. Okay, so let's look and see what we have over here. So if I want my hydrogens to be 8, is there a way that I can make that 8? No. So then I'm going to go back over here again because I don't like that. And I need to make this in the increments of 6. So to make this 12, let me change this to 6. That would make that 12, right guys? And then our oxygen, that was 2 times 2 is 4, and plus 6, that equals 10. I like those numbers better. So then now I need to change the left side. So the first thing I need to do is I need to be able, my carbon's fine, but God, I need to change my hydrogens. To change my hydrogens, if I put 2 here, right, that's going to make that 12. That's going to make this 4. Okay? So then what I need to do is I need to go back over here and make this carbon 4. So to make this carbon 4, I'm going to not do 2, I'm going to do 4. That would mean my carbons is 4. My oxygens now are 4 times 2, which is 8. Plus 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. My hydrogens are still 6 times 2 is 12, so I'm all good with that. So let's go back over here. So the only thing I have to do now is change my oxygens. So to change my oxygens to make it 14, what is that? Well, let's see. Calculator? Yeah, sure. Let's see what we got. So if I'm using my calculator, which I don't know where mine is, and I said, all right, 14 divided by 2. So 14, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. That's 7. So if I put 7 in front of here, that changes that to 14. And guess what? 4, 12, and 14. And here is my number. Do you see why I did it on a scrap piece of paper first? So then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to write down my information. So I've got, name the balanced equation, 2C2H6 plus 7O2 yields 4CO2 plus 6H2O. And then I have got it balanced. Now when I go back to naming the reactant and naming the product, well, then I'm just going to have to go and follow the rules again for my wheel. Now, so for this assignment, what you'll have to do is you will have to do the other problems that are on the paper. Now, I did a really hard one and I did a really easy one for you. So then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 problems to do. And then when you get done, if you look on the assignment also tells you that there is one video that you have to watch. There's 2 of them. One's a guy and one's a girl. They're both talking about balancing equations. So I think that they're both really good. So when you get done with that, then what you're going to do is you're going to take a picture of your paper that is in your ISM book and what you wrote down from watching the video, and you're going to submit it. Okay, guys? So this is practicing how to practice and how to balance equations. So I hope you have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow.